Movie villains are characters that you either love to hate or hate to love. The very same thing can be said about the 45th President of the United States, because I don't know if you know it, but Donald Trump is every movie villain ever. Stick around and I'll tell you why. Okay, maybe not every movie villain. That would be an insult to cool villains like Darth Vader. If Donald Trump were a Star Wars villain, then he'd be Jabba the Hutt. They're both fat crime bosses with skin an unnatural shade of orange. Both of them speak in gibberish and both kinda just view women as possessions. I couldn't really think of any Marvel villains. For the most part, they're a bunch of great warriors and scientists, and I'm not sure if President Bone Spurs is a stable enough genius to fit that bill. If I had to pick, then it'd be Thanos, but only because I think they both want to date their daughter.
I've said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her, you know.
When it comes to Disney villains, Trump would be Governor John Radcliffe from Pocahontas. I mean, this guy comes up with an entire song about how brown people are scary. He's definitely got the racism down. Donald Trump would be a combination of him and King Louie from the Jungle Book. Cause I don't know if you know, but people are saying that Donald Trump might be half orangutan. I would call him half ogre too, but that would be an insult to Shrek. If you were a villain in that franchise, then he'd definitely be Lord Farquaad on account of the size of his hands.
And you know what they say about men with small hands?
Another lord that comes to mind is Lord Voldemort. I know Donald Trump has more the body type of Uncle Dursley, but you know who thinks that pureblood wizards are very fine people, and Donald Trump thinks the very same thing about white supremacists. Speaking of Nazis, our president doesn't really fit the personality of any of the villains from American History X, but a few of his supporters sure do. If Donald Trump were an Adam Sandler movie villain, then he'd definitely be Shooter McGavin. They're both pudgy douchebags who play too much golf. When they can't fairly win, they just cheat. Shooter's a real piece of work, but at least he didn't need the Russians to do his dirty work.
Russia, if you're listening.
The most obvious comparison is probably Biff from Back to the Future 2. I mean, the screenwriter himself said that the character was based on Donald Trump. It makes a lot of sense too. They're both grumpy old assholes who usher in a future that sucks. Both have empires built on fraud, and both appear to suffer the symptoms of advanced male menopause. If Donald Trump were a Mario villain, then he'd be King Bowser. I know that Bowser's a video game villain, and I know that when you're thinking about Donald Trump and Mario characters, you're probably thinking about Toad, but hear me out. They're both belligerent dinosaurs who install their incompetent children in positions of power. And Bowser, just like 45, has a bad habit of grabbing women without their consent.
Grab him by the pussy.
When it comes to TV villains, Donald Trump would be King Joffrey from Game of Thrones. Just like Trump, Joffrey's a spoiled little bitch born with a silver spoon up his ass. They both got cruel streaks, and there are those rumors out there about who their real dad is. Thanks for watching. I'm Paul Christian, and this has been Donald Trump is every movie villain ever. Tell me what you think are some other movie villains that I might have missed in the comment section below. And if you like what you've seen, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.